About a year ago, Warner Brothers head honcho David Zaslav and company announced that they'd be looking back to Harry Potter to be the next big thing that would hit the Max streaming service. And in this time, it wouldn't come in the form of movies, but in a multi-season television series in order to really flesh the books out much more so than the film adaptations had previously been able to do. Now, they've been working in conjunction with J.K. Rowling, the original author of some of the most famous and popular books of all time, quite frankly, and they said that they would be looking to be very faithful to the original story. And in that vein, apparently, Warner Brothers has somebody very particular in mind, perhaps, to play the role of Severus Snape, as you can see right here. What the hell?
Renegade Online.
Man, come on. The resemblance is uncanny. So apparently, and this is not a definitive casting maneuver, but Papa Esidu, I don't know who that is, has been offered the role of Severus Snape in the new Warner Brothers Harry Potter TV show. Oh, hell. I've already got it up. Let's just kick it off here. Look, let me offer some quick thoughts on this. I'll just get this out of the way. Okay? So, Culture Crave posted this. This is from THR, from The Hollywood Reporter. And apparently, the iconic role that was portrayed, of course, by the late, great Alan Rickman is now being offered to this gentleman on the left. Does Severus Snape have to be a white guy? I don't think so. Not necessarily. Of course, we'll get the arguments. It's a fictional character. Okay. Severus Snape always had a very, very distinctive description in the books, which I read all of them. Read all of them a couple of times, matter of fact. He has a very, very distinctive feature set, appearance, and everything else. I don't know if this is a great idea for a follow-up. Again, take the racial politics out, okay? You have one of the most iconic roles in one of the most iconic franchises that has ever existed in any form of media in the history of ever. Whether you like Harry Potter or not, whether you think it's better or worse than Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, doesn't matter. It's still in that conversation of its mass popularity, its place in the historical cultural zeitgeist for its time. It does. Alan Rickman gave a very, very incredible sense of presence to this character. This is not an actor in any role that can be easily outwitted. Okay? And Alan Rickman, if you've ever read the books, he looks just like you would expect Snape to look. He fits the descriptions in the books, the original books. You're going to follow it up with a much younger black actor. I mean, can you do it? Sure, I guess so. Is it the end of the world based on that fact alone? No, it isn't. But what bothers me, again, and I know there's still elements of this at Warner Brothers. David Zaslav has not fully ridded the company of this. But this idea of we have to have people of certain ethnic, gender, LGBTQ representation, backgrounds, checking boxes out there to fill a certain cultural smorgasbord of representation in any given production is really kind of irritating. Now, are they offering this role, if this story is to be believed, are they offering this role because they believe this actor really fits the bill? Or are they offering this role because they think this person is a competent actor, but they really want and or need a person who is not white to fill in some more slots in this production? And I don't know what the answer is. We can certainly surmise what the likely possibilities may be. And that's only because this is what Hollywood has engaged in now for darn near 10 years. And this is why historically things like affirmative action were always terrible. And they have been terrible because they don't actually help or improve any situations out there for the very people that the targets of these programs are allegedly intended to assist. Because in the long run, we wind up asking ourselves questions like we are sitting here right now doing and saying, is he really being offered this part if this story is true because he's the best fit for the role? Or is it because of affirmative action, now referred to as diversity, equity, and inclusion considerations? Don't know. Let me tell you, however, what has me most concerned with this. And that is, again, if you understand the character of Snape, and if I had seen this story before we started the show, I literally saw this like 2 minutes before I came on screen. I'd ask Mary Mayhem to come here. I may still ask Mary about this. What concerns me the most with this, the character of Snape, like the fact that they're picking this character in particular, what concerns me the most about the character of Snape is because he is supposed to be, of course, as we find out later in the story, by the time we're in book 6 and book 7, of course, that we're starting to get a much firmer grasp that Snape is looking like he is very misunderstood. And, you know, the whole issue of how Harry's father and Sirius Black and that whole group of friends at Hogwarts when Harry's parents were there were picking on Snape because he was kind of the weird kid. And Snape, of course, had a thing for Lily, Harry's mother. And that's one of the reasons that he resented Harry's father, James, so much, because he was more of the popular, you know, good-looking, handsome kid at school. What's bothersome with this is that I frankly don't trust Hollywood in 2024 still. I don't trust them not to turn this into a racial issue. Yes, the Half-Blood Prince. That's something else they maybe might manipulate. I hope not. Here's the thing. Like I said, I would be fearful that they would try to turn this into some type of racial issue because I hate modern Hollywood. I hate modern Hollywood writing because it is exactly the type of trash that would take a simple rivalry in high school between a popular kid and a not popular kid, a good-looking kid and kind of a weirdo-looking kid, which Snape was described in the book, and turn it into a white kid picking on a black kid because of that. I'm not saying that's what they're doing. I want to be clear. I just don't trust the writing. Now, hopefully, by the time we get to that season, probably 7 years from now, that they might not do that. And again, this is not a definitive casting decision. This is what is being floated out there now by THR. So just calling it like it is. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. This is my cold reaction to this thing. My cold reaction.
Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.